How are y'all doing today? You're doing really good because you're having great conversations. How's everything going? Welcome warm weather, right? Yes. And race fans. Anyone a race fan in here? Anyone going to the 500? Lucky you. Me too. All right. Good to see everybody. I'm Sean, one of the organizers. I'm here with Charles and Val and Casey and Jason and this one guy with a jacket, Carlos, and this sharp-looking guy over here, Tom Jordan. How's everyone doing this morning? We appreciate you coming out. We got a great presentation. Is anyone here for the very first time? Oh, excellent. Good, good. Well, welcome. The Kauffman Foundation, all throughout the country, offers up entrepreneurs to share their story through 1 Million Cups. We're the Daytona Beach 1 Million Cups chapter. We get to do this here in this wonderful facility thanks to Daytona Cinematique. So let's give them a round of applause because those are great venues and these stories to be shared. And we can't do it without the financial support from Volusia County Economic Development. They provide us the funding so we can rent this great space. So thank you for coming out. I hope you learned something today. We have a great presentation today. Her name is Wendy, and she's going to talk to, is that right?
Yeah, Wendy.
Where is she? Wendy, how are you? Well, come on up and share your story with us today. All right? Hire like a champion.
Good morning. That's a lot of energy to follow up with. Thank you for having me. I am super excited to be spending some time in Florida and to get a chance to meet all of you here in Daytona Beach. My business is Hire Like a Champion, and we started in October of 2024. Now, before I tell you all about Hire Like a Champion, I'd like to tell you why I started it. You see, Hire Like a Champion is not my first business. My first business, let's see if I can. My first business is an e-commerce business that I started in 2008. You guys remember 2008, the economy was really tough, and I was a stay-at-home mom with 4 little girls, and basically we needed the money. I started the e-commerce business, and it took off faster than expected, which was great and a surprise, but also a bit overwhelming. I didn't have any systems, didn't have any support, and I really didn't know where to start. I had never run a business before. I hired my first virtual assistant in 2010. Her name is Judy, and she was my champion. It was like a miracle to me, Judy's help. I was able to give her tasks to do at night right before I went to bed, and I would wake up in the morning and they would be done. And to me, this was nothing short of a miracle. It allowed me really to start growing that business in a way that I hadn't imagined was possible. It gave me the freedom to not have to be constantly doing the customer support, constantly doing the day-to-day. It gave me the freedom to search out new products and start to scale. So now I'm going to tell you about Hire Like a Champion. That business has continued to scale, and it still runs today. More than half our staff is in the Philippines, and it's been a tremendous success. It's been a lot of help. We have professional, great virtual assistants that guide us through that. I started Hire Like a Champion in order to bring that power of outsourcing, what I had discovered on my own running that e-commerce business, to bring that power of outsourcing to small and mid-sized U.S. businesses. Since we started in 2024, we've helped over 30 companies and connected them with virtual assistants from the Philippines. And I just want to share some examples. Carl runs a digital marketing company. When he called us, his email was dinging the whole time we talked, and he gets about 200 emails a day. We connected him with Macy from the Philippines, and she now manages his email. And when she's not, and she only alerts him when something's on fire. So he can sit back, concentrate, work on the bigger deals in his business, And when she's not busy with his email, she's helping him with side projects like content creation and keyword research, that kind of stuff for his digital business. Allison is a property manager in my town, and she was getting overwhelmed. Her business has grown she's up to like 240 doors now. She was struggling to keep up with all the vendors, to keep up with the listings, the renewals of the leases, that kind of stuff. We connected her with Myra, who now does all of that for her, so she can sit back and concentrate on growing the business. Tanya is a local EOS implementer, and she hates doing her accounting. Who can relate to that, right? Like, she was dreading every month when she was supposed to be balancing her QuickBooks. So we connected her with Jessie. Now Jessie does her accounting, and Tanya's able to spend her weekends with her family. So the two biggest questions we get are, how does it work and why the Philippines? So how it works is basically we meet with the client and we find out everything we can. And by everything, I mean the skills needed, the education needed, the hours that they prefer to have their virtual person, and the personality. We search our talent pool and we present 1 to 5 candidates to the client to review, and they can interview and choose who they want to work with. We handle all the back end, we handle the contracts, the onboarding, and the payroll. We do everything we can to set both sides of the equation up for success, and that includes some training or some suggestions for the client, and it also includes the same on the side with the Philippines. We want both people to be very happy with the arrangement. We really, really want it to work out. Because I treat these placements like they're my own, and we're super picky in terms of vetting the talent and in terms of making sure they're ready to go to work for the client. Why the Philippines? The reason we love the Philippines is there's several reasons. English is an official language in the Philippines, so they learn it from the time they're little and they speak it fluently. College education is a priority there. All of our VAs have at least a college degree. A lot of them have master's degrees. We have CPAs. We have attorneys in our talent pool. So education is a priority over there. They're also trained on the same software that we are, and we tend to find that they're even maybe more motivated to upskill because they know their VAs. They know they're going to be working for. They want to work for U.S. firms, and they're very motivated to learn and understand the latest software. A lot of times when we're interviewing them, if there's a software they don't have, they're like, oh, I'll do the YouTube tutorial. I can figure this out. So they're very motivated. We also appreciate their deep alignment with our culture, right? Like, they celebrate the same holidays we do. They are very family focused and very, very honest. It's a big priority in our culture. So that's amazing to us. And one of the biggest reasons and what motivated me in the beginning when I was too broke to really hire stateside was that what is small money to us is game-changing, life-changing money to them. They're able, all of our VAs are earning at least a middle-class income, if not an upper middle-class income. They're able to support their families, contribute to the communities, save for the future. They're very, very motivated to have these jobs, and that feels good. This is what I love. These are some of our clients on the left, and some of our Filipinos on the right. This business really resonates for me. It feels good. It's just such a win-win. It speaks to my heart a lot more than my e-commerce business does, and I do enjoy the match. Our challenge right now is growth, and we're in a good spot where most of our business is coming from word of mouth. Like, one client tells another, they're at lunch, they're bragging about their VA, And we're getting a lot of, we're getting business that way, but it's not, it's not going as fast as, we could handle more, let's put it that way. And a couple of ideas I came up with in the last month or two is we're considering looking for salespeople in different communities. Like we're local to where I'm from, which is South Bend, Indiana, and we are growing. You know, we definitely have clients across the country now, but it would be great to have a salesperson here in Daytona Beach or in, fill in the blank, any state of the country to spread the word, to kind of do what I'm doing. Like I'm just one person. I can get up here and talk about it. I can have coffee with people and meet up. The other thing we are considering is just doing some marketing. We're definitely, we are on Facebook and LinkedIn in a very small way. We haven't paid, done any paid advertising or really pushed the envelope there. One thing that we're definitely more confident, and I don't want to say staying local, but staying personal with our marketing. I think the thing that differentiates us from other companies doing this is just the founder involvement for one, and the very personalized service. I mean, we know all our clients by name, and we do a lot of very customized, personal interactions with them. So these are some of my ideas. And at 1 Million Cups, I know we are supposed to ask the audience for suggestions, and I'm certainly open to any that you guys have, including feedback on this presentation. If you want to give that part to me later, but I'm open to ideas on the business and how we might be able to get the word out in a more effective way. I think that's my last slide. So thank you very much, everybody.
Okay, awesome presentation. That was great. Short, concise, and you told us what you do and what you need. That's great. Great job. So, for those of you who are new, who's new? Anybody new here for the first time? Scott's here new. We got Score back here. So the way this works is we're going to do a Q&A comment section here. I'll bring the microphone around. If you have comments, ideas, suggestions, whatever you want to ask or offer, raise your hand. I'll get to you. We'll cover everybody, and we'll go until 10 o'clock. First question I have for you is, what's the employment relationship? Who do the VAs work for? Who pays them? Who are the employment contracts with you or with the actual employer?
The employment contract is with us. So they sign a contract with us, and then the client also signs a contract with us. And we do, I didn't mention it, but we do offer, our contract is very simple and a lot less cumbersome than some of the national companies. We make it almost a no-brainer. There's no penalty if somebody, it doesn't work out and they want to let their person go. We replace them at no cost, but they're not in a long-term contract of any kind. It's really employment at will situation. And thankfully, we haven't had to do that. We're having, knock on wood, we have a lot of success. It's pretty unusual for a client to not be happy with the contractor. But if it does happen, there's no obligation. That answer your question?
Yeah, great, thanks.
Good morning once again. Great presentation. My name is Jason Frederick. I'm a 1MC organizer and also a financial advisor. When you were talking about your challenges, I think you should almost utilize your own resources, right? I mean, a social media blitz of advertising and marketing and webinars, I don't think you need boots on the ground to do this message. I think your message, especially being that it's a virtual system to begin with, that's where you should be focusing. I know Eve will jump in on this as well, because he always talks about marketing. And to me, that's a no-brainer. Contract the people you already have in your talent pool to do your sales, and then just do a mass blitz. And you could get so highly targeted on what you're looking for. I think you would find unparalleled growth if you did that.
Thank you.
Oh, look, Heath.
Felt like I had to one time my name. I'm Heath, Freshman Unit Marketing. Thanks, that was a great presentation. So I've got a comment and a question, maybe some observation. First of all, in the comment section, I reviewed your Facebook. I was scrolling through it while after I went on your Facebook page. And so looking at the sort of competitors you have, whether directly or indirectly, you're looking at Fiverr, which I use a lot, Upwork. These are aggregators that get you to talent. And so this is a comment, and it's, I'm saying as kindly as I can, is that your branding is tidy, but it's not professional. It's amateur. And just from some of your color schemes, and you've got to compete with global organizations because you're a global organization. So maybe if you go and find a branding expert to have a look at that, just some of your colors are off, and then your Facebook page as well. A lot of your videos, I was reviewing it, so I'm glad to see this slide here, because it looked like, from your Facebook, you're on a 1 million top world tour. You've gone from here to there to here to there, so you're looking to make those connections. But a lot of your videos, the actual graphic is you looking at the camera, so you're interesting looking, but not in 100 videos. So there needs to be variety in that marketing. So and the thing that I wanted to suggest to you in your marketing is that because you're competing and you're talking to a lot of small businesses here, this is my suggestion. I see a need for what you're doing, but you didn't push me enough to say you can solve my problem. So what I was going to suggest to you is define what would be an irresistible offer to small businesses like ours, so that you can pull me away from Fiverr. You didn't quite make the case for that because I use them, but I'd like you to. What is your irresistible offer? You might, if these people are working so hard to get plugged into this economy here from the Philippines, well, can you offer a week of free, a free help on the basis that you can stay on? Give me something that's irresistible, which means I've got no downside from doing business with you first, because you're trying to make your way into that marketplace.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Carlos. I'm one of the One and Two organizers, also with Big League Memorial. Something that cultivate from within. You mentioned that you have such a personal connection with your current clientele, your pool, that you know your clients by name. As Keith mentioned, offer an incentive. Listen, you're already happy with the service, you're already happy with this. For every 3 people that you recommend this way, they sign up for a contract, maybe just for the 3-week, promotional, whatever. But now they have an incentive to, no, entrepreneurs know entrepreneurs. That's why you're in the circle. So we know other entrepreneurs. I'm dying to check your stuff out and see what you can do. I need a little social media help myself with what I'm working on. But get your card later, and love to sit down. We have this is a great tool for you to be presenting in, because you'll find nothing but help. So welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, we've been considering, and we haven't done it yet, but we have been considering doing a referral program for current clients. If they send us somebody new, we have, it's just something that's come up in the last couple of weeks. Because that is where, there's a couple of people out there that are just sending us, loads of clients, and, I take them to lunch, or I drop off cookies, but I haven't done a major thing, or, here's $500.
Even just a basket. Hey, thank you for sending me XYZ. Here's something for you, just thinking of you. Let me take you out to lunch too. And then from there, personal connections, you've already got that. That's the hardest part. You can't beat a grassroots campaign. And that's what you've got here to operate.
Thank you.
Great presentation, also a great idea. I'm currently in the market for services like this, once again specifically for social media. So when I go to search for services, it's typically through AI or through a simple Google search. So I attempt to find the type of work that I need through your website. And got directed back to you, which is great, but you're going to need to be able to scale it. So 2 things come to mind. One, when I got on your site, I had very little direction, and my first interaction was to work with the chatbot. And the chat bubble just tells me to reach out to you, which is great if you want to manage all those relationships. There could be a flow where you can direct me to somebody in a particular category, and I can more easily source what I need without needing all the additional interaction. That will additionally benefit you from a search engine optimization standpoint. If motivated consumers are looking for products, they're typically going to be doing that through a search engine platform. If you can focus some of your efforts on optimizing your website flow so that I can easily get to where your offerings are and get educated about them, you'll save yourself a lot of the legwork you're doing today. And then you can piggyback off of some of the social media. Social media efforts are great, but if I get a great ad, and then I go to your website and I still don't know where to go, and you have 400 people reach out to you, that's going to be a challenge. So I would perhaps take advantage of some of the e-commerce work you've done in the past, find a way to optimize your current offering, and then piggyback off of that structure with the social media.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's the same in e-commerce. You cut down the steps needed to make that sale, right?
I got a quick
Get over there.
Are you going?
I'll get to you.
Hi, Wendy. I'm Neil.
Hey, Neil.
Hi. So, when you're hiring people in the Philippines, how do you identify good people to hire?
Pretty similar to here. I mean, they have resumes and backgrounds, and we source the same way there. But then we do interviews, at least 2, and we also check references to get verification on what they've said. And we also do a police clearing to make sure that they've never been convicted of a crime or accused of a crime. So it's quite similar to here. With some of the positions, we have done some testing as well, just to make sure that some pretty standard testing to make sure that they can do what they say, what they're presenting on their resume. But we have a couple of different. Right now, we're getting a lot of referrals, or quite a few referrals from current working candidates, which is a great source for us. But they have job boards over there, just like we do over here. So we post a position and then just screen the resumes. Pretty similar to what we would do here. That answer your question?
Yes.
Hi Wendy, Valerie here.
Hi, Valerie.
I want to jump on to what Keith is addressing with your branding. There's one point in your one of the slides that it says it's a small money to US but a life changing to them. I really wouldn't lead with that because you're signaling that you're justifying underpaying all these global talent. I would reword it into and viewing them as a global talent because you said that they have degrees, they have all these stuff, but would not lead with that, absolutely not. And because it just implies that the low pay justifies, is justified because of geography. It's just what I'm signaling and hearing, and it doesn't sit right with companies and global companies. Just, I'm like, I would look into what Heath is suggesting, rebranding it, and telling the whole world that how amazing all these talent virtually. So something to think about.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for presenting this. So my name is Dominic, and I'm with SCORE. Very interesting platform. My question is, do you use any of that virtual talent yourself in your organization, whether it's marketing or to help you?
That's a great question. And we hired our first recruiter in October. So she's been with me for 4 months now. And she's from the Philippines, so she does the sourcing and the recruiting and the initial screening of the candidates. And we're looking, like with these new ideas, we're looking at bringing in a lead generator a social media person, SEO person on a website. Yeah, so it's definitely in the plans.
Okay, and forgive me for not doing any due diligence before coming to my first meeting with this.
No, not at all.
As far as, do you have any price points that you present on your website, a package or a bundle that says, maybe scope of work of this much per month, or is it hourly?
It's hourly. There's so many, I mean, part of the challenge of this first year and a half has been, there's so many different ways you could approach it. And some people or some of the other companies do like a monthly bundle, and right now we're hourly.
I know for me as a consumer, I'm usually intrigued by something numerical that tells me what this basic package is going to cost, and then go from there. You know, maybe a virtual assistant fees that was $199 a month, and these are the services. And it's not maybe what I need, what I need I can build from it. I need more than people here, maybe less. So that's usually what I look for.
Yeah, and we do have some.
Shop around.
Yeah, we have some price points on our social media, not as much on the website, but where we are, accountant is this much an hour, and social media manager is this much an hour. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
All mine's right.
Is it Derek?
Derek, yes.
Okay, hi Derek.
I know when people are speaking about your business, I've done this before. Sometimes it's painful to hear some of the things that you're saying. But, so being a therapist, I see that those pain points that you're speaking about, just in therapy, those tough things that we need to discuss are what's going to help you move forward in a better way. So, they're saying some, rough things sometimes, but as an entrepreneur, you have to kind of have that, build that tough skin, as I'm sure you have, but really focus on what they're saying, because these are the people that would need your services and are looking for your services, and those might be those barriers that might keep somebody from wanting to look into those services. So I know it's painful, but definitely look into it seriously.
That's sweet.
Thank you.
Role model.
Just like family. Tell you
Hi,
what you need to
I'm
hear.
Jason.
Hey Jason.
I think, one of your big competitors might be, people using AI to fill roles. And in my business, I deal with suppliers that are billion-dollar companies. They're using AI a lot, and it's caused a lot of problems. And so when I would look at something like this, I would look, it's the anti-AI, but then when I jump on, yeah. So then when I jump on your website and go on the chat, first thing I have is an AI chatbot,
I know it shouldn't be an AI chatbot.
I think,
Oh,
No, the chatbot on her website? Sorry, on her website?
Yeah.
It's not, that's a live person.
there's a live person.
was it a live person from
From the Philippines.
the Philippines?
Yeah.
What's that?
She talks about
Oh, okay.
Is it appearing, so just because we're still growing, the AI, or the person on the other side of that chat is one of my e-commerce Philippines, because they run our chat bots, and so she might just direct you to me.
Okay.
I don't know, is that what she did?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk after this.
And I need to get with her to get with them to get them. Our website is been up for maybe just over a year, and we are still, it's a work in progress for sure. We're still kind of figuring out who we want to be on the website, obviously, but so the chat, yeah, it's a real person, but maybe not a real chat.
That's something that's great. You should differentiate yourself, because AI is such a problem.
Yeah.
Good morning. Stephen Oliver, local IQ, nationwide digital agency. Thanks for coming in, Wendy. One of the things, and maybe you talked about it, but what are the problems you're solving? We get a list of those, give me examples so that it can resonate. And really, what are you going to do for me? What is that? If you solve those problems, break it down into time and money. If I could hire you, you're going to solve this. You're going to do these things overnight. And what we found is that it's going to save you 4 hours the next day, and you're going to be able to make 2 more sales, or go to hire 2 more people, be able to do these things, and being able to have a testimony, on your website, or maybe the video that can share those ideas. Those are some of the things I think that will resonate within your pitch and as you're out pitching businesses. One thing I would recommend is get into LinkedIn, social media, and go into groups that are doing things such as what you're doing, and go in there and ask questions, interject, be the thought leader, and then go create your group. So then you're bringing people in, answering those questions, and you can get people as clients. Also, who is your ideal client? Because it seems like anybody could be, but then you're a jack of all trades. If you could get into, I want all new businesses that are, or established businesses that are roofing companies or law firms, then you can just crush it and then you'd be the go-to person. The last thing I would probably recommend is maybe getting a business coach, because if you had a business coach, you would be years ahead within probably a few months and eliminate probably some of the missteps that are going to go along the way. So with that being said, thank you so much for coming out.
Yeah, no, thank you. And one thing we have, started to consider is niching, like you just, getting into a niche, and like you just mentioned, in terms of who we're trying to serve. We're not I would never want to turn business away, but if we were just focusing on that, it's going to make our marketing a lot easier. And one thing we do really well is accounting. So, maybe we, just really focus on property management accountants or accounting firm accountants. And that way, when you go out into the groups and so forth, you're not a jack of all trades. You can, hey, this is where you go for accountants. Yes,
That's
Jared.
good, that's good.
Yeah.
So, like I said, a lot of people's throwing a lot of things at you, and sometimes it makes you feel overwhelmed. It might make you feel as if that's a lot of new things that I kind of do. Sometimes it's easier to just look at what's going right, and then take the recommendations and see how it fits into what you already have. So, for example, he just said, I'm having more of that, that video feel of how I use your services and those kind of things. You already had on those slides people that are already using it. So maybe just instead of changing and having a whole create a new thing, you can say, hey, can the people that are already on there, can you do a video for me? And then you just replace their picture with the video. Those simple, small changes can take it a long way. So take everything that everybody's saying, don't feel like you have to do a complete restart those times.
Excellent job. Anybody else? Great questions, great ideas. Anyone else? No? Well, we're going to wrap it up. Wendy, great job today. Answer questions, great ideas. So, as always, one of the pillars of the Kaufman Foundation and the 1 Million Cups community is, what can the 1MC Daytona community do for you after we leave here today? I didn't know we were getting that, huh?
Oh, shucks, you guys already did so much. I appreciate all the input. What can you do for me today? Keep us in mind if you need anybody, or if you come across somebody that might be able to, like I said, it is such a game changer for my business to have qualified professional people really quickly. I mean, I don't know how it is in Daytona Beach, but where I live, if you run an ad, you spend a ton of money to run an ad, and you just get really substandard applicants a lot of the time, so we really struggle. That would be I appreciate all the insight, and as we grow, that's all I got. Just
Cool.
keep us in mind.
Great job, excellent. We're here Monday morning, 9 o'clock. We're going to bring up the lights, and we're going to have Wendy up here in the front. Yes, you're not going away yet. And we're going to do a family photo, so come on up.